to position yourself better. Now, before I go on, there is a form being dropped in the chats. There is a form being dropped in the chats. That form is for you to get access to both the recording and the slides that I'll be using in tonight's session. So I don't want us to miss out on anything. So that we get all these things, please and please fill in that form. Don't worry if you are still paying attention right now. I'll give us a minute or two very soon to fill up the form. But please and please keep that at the back of your mind. There's a form you need to fill up. Then finally, the third category of people are people that are tired of being stuck. You know, they say a moving man will meet his dog. So they're tired of just staying in the same position, watching others get these remote gigs. You'll be hearing your guys say they're working for this company. You are hearing someone say they got this role. And you're like, how can I get into this position? Put me on. But they don't know the best way of them to do it. Don't worry, tonight I will lead us through that. Okay, I'm going to take 5 steps, 5 very important steps, using someone that has done this as a case study. So it's not just going to be me talking, we'll follow someone else's journey. And you see how he used these 5 steps into landing his own role as a analyst consultant in Canada. So you will see it. I'll even drop the link to his LinkedIn account so that I can see it and read it. All right. Now, tonight I'll show you how to do 4 things. The first thing is how to identify AI skills that will enable you to land your job within 2 months. Yes, within 2 months, you would have learned these skills and have landed this job. And this might sound like a hyperbole right now, but as I said, we follow someone's journey on how he did this. The second thing I'll tell us tonight is how to learn these skills the right way to land that job indeed. So that they're not just watching videos, not just hearing from people. The right way of doing these things, of showing potential employers that you have these skills so that you can land those jobs. The third thing is how to gain experience to show employers that you are the best candidate for the job. How to show employers that you are the best candidate. You would not be the only person applying for that role, but how to make sure you stand out. Then finally, how to start today. So tonight, how to get started. If you're excited for that, let me just see a few images. Let me see whether it's the thumbs up or the celebration. Let me see a few images if you're excited to go on this journey. Awesome. Now, before we move into that, who are we? Who is Tenalytics? Tenalytics is a leading edtech company focused on helping people build high-paying jobs in the tech ecosystem. Okay, so this is a picture of the company in Alberta, Canada, and we are working out of Alberta, Canada. That is where we are located. We also have an office in London, in the UK. We have spent the last 5 years helping over 4,000 people with no prior experience transition into tech and land jobs. So whether remote, whether in person, or landing all these tech roles, we have helped over 4,000 do that within the last 5 years. And tonight, I'm hoping you guys can even join in those numbers so that we increase it. Now we have over 182 full-time employees and over 300 plus industry experts that are actively trying to help the people that we work with land those gigs, gain those experiences, and finally be very productive individuals. So just making sure that everyone provides value. That is what we are here for. Now we help you get transitioned into tech using either generative AI for data analysis. If you like doing videos editing, if you do vibe coding or you want to learn how to build websites or mobile apps, health tech, business analysis, data engineering, and all these things instead here. So it doesn't matter if you're a teacher, if you are currently a sales rep, it doesn't matter. There is a place for you in this tech market. And I will show you how to connect those dots from your present role into what is your potential role in tech market. So that you're not just talking to people and saying, oh, tech growth, tech system, you're now being involved in that particular space. Okay. Now, if you want to get on our socials, these are the links to it. Just when you get the slides after filling in the feedback form. Once again, there is a form in the chat right now. It's our attendance form. So once you fill it up, we get these slides and you can just click any of these links, okay, to get access to our socials. Now, moving along, who am I? Who is the person in front of me? As I said before, my name is Ephraim, and I'm a technology professional with experience spanning from data science, data analysis, front-end development, and embedded systems engineering. So I started with my engineering role, finishing up from the university. Then I went on to building some different projects. So working as an electrical engineer, I realized that there are certain things that I want these machines to do. And just the knowledge I got from the university was not enough. So I started trying to expand. Sorry, something distracted me. Okay, don't worry, we'll get into that now. So I started trying to expand and I went into analysis, that is data analysis, getting the information, making sure that it makes sense to myself and the computer, then machine learning, web development, intelligent systems. So all these things caught my attention. And right now, I am working as a senior data associate at the Analytics business. So you'll be working directly with me at the end of tonight's session. Okay, working together, building different applications and building different systems. Now, I can see a question in chat that I'm very sure a lot of people are interested in. What exactly is vibe coding? What is vibe? Now, vibe coding simply means you are creating applications without you writing the code yourself. An AI tool or an AI agent is doing all the heavy lifting for you. You are just the creative director. So you have an idea in your head. This particular app, if you build it, I am very sure that at least my entire street, which is about 40 people, will download it and it will be helping them do something in this particular street. So you build that app, but instead of you going to one tech school to learn how to write Python, how to write JavaScript, you just stay with your computer, tell it what exactly you want to do, give it the foundation, and allow it to build those blocks for you till you see your app shining and working well. So that is simply vibe coding. You're not doing any heavy lifting. You're just being the creative director to an AI that will help you build the application. Okay. Now, before I go on, this session, we're going to have a lot of questions. You will hear me try to get us engaged. We're going to have a lot of questions like that to ensure that we are actually interested. We are happy being here. Okay. First question for tonight is, would AI replace you or take your job? There's no wrong answer. So just type in yes in the chat box. Do you think AI will replace you or take your job? Just type yes in the chat box. Yes or no. Do you AI will take your job? Okay, Basi says no. Okay, is it only Basi? The rest of us, are we unsure? Okay, Mansur TV says no. All right. I think people who know AI will. Okay, very good. Trust. No, that is Dre. Okay. So a lot of no's. I like this. A lot of confident people that say no, AI won't take their job. And I actually fall into that thought cycle. So no, AI won't take your job. And just as Trust said, people who know how to use AI effectively. Take note of that keyword, effective. Not just knowing it, knowing how to use it effectively. Knowing how to use it effectively would help. Okay, so AI won't take your job. Those people that know how to use the AI effectively are the ones that will take the job. And tonight, I'm here to ensure that none of us fall into the category of people whose jobs will be taken. All of us know how to be effective. Okay, and right here is one of us, as I said, will be using someone's journey. We'll be using someone's journey tonight into knowing how we are going to do it. So we'll be working with Olusegun. Let's see how Olusegun made his own path. So Olusegun, he had a background in accounting here in Nigeria. He has been working as a staff in what industry? In logistics industry here in Lagos, Nigeria. Has a background in finance, accounting, and after 2 months of being here with us at Ten Analytics, he landed a remote role in Canada. Okay, so he joined us in Ten Analytics. That was November 2025, and by January 2026, he had already completed his program. That same month, he landed in role as an AI automations engineer. Now, after that, he stayed in that role for about 4 months. I think it was a consultancy role for about 4 months. And immediately he set up his own agency. So you can see that for you to go from a job that is paying remotely and set up the agency, you must have actually enjoyed from that role. They must have paid you well enough for you to have enough to say, yes, I want to set up my own agency. So you can see it's not just talk. All of these things, you can go to his LinkedIn and check them out. This is from his experience bar in his LinkedIn profile. So right here, we'll walk you through that journey. I'll be using Olusegun to do that. But before we go on, let's hear from him. Okay, so let's hear from him directly. Give me 1 minute. Let's hear from him directly. So, did you guys hear the audio there? Let me play it for a little longer. Can you guys hear him? Can you hear the audio? You can't hear it. Okay, let me present just this clips. What about now?
Hi everyone, my name is Olusegun Agbalade, and if anyone...
Awesome. So let me start from the beginning and just take it to full screen. So for the next 2 minutes, let's just listen to you. While that is going on, please don't forget to fill in the attendance form. Okay?
Hi everyone, my name is Olusegun Agbalade, and if anyone had actually told me a year ago that I'll be working in tech, building AI automations, I honestly would have actually laughed it out. I started my career in accounting with zero tech background. I had curiosities, I had a lot of self-doubt, but I had this constant feeling that I wanted more. But wanting more will not actually get me there. So I told myself that I needed a structure, I needed guidance, and I needed a clear path in which Ten Analytics business gave to me. Over 11 months, I moved from data analysis to data science, and now AI automation engineering. It wasn't pretty. To be sincere, it wasn't pretty. There were days I felt behind, there were days I wanted to quit. But with the guidance of my tutor, great tutor, Abdullah Musa, I kept showing up. I kept building projects. And I shared most of those projects on LinkedIn. That changed everything. LinkedIn became my proof of work. It became my portfolio. It became my voice. People could actually see on my profile what I was building, not just read on my CV what I was building. Eventually, it paid off. I landed a tech role not by luck, but by skills that I've gathered over time. So if you're actually watching this and you feel stuck, hear me clearly. Don't give up. Growth is slow before it's visible. Stay consistent because it works. Thank you, Ten Analytics Business, for granting me that platform.
Okay, so we've heard it from his mouth. Okay, we've heard it from his mouth. Now, so tonight we would be following his journey. How did he do this? He has already given us some tips on how he did it, being consistent, working on his projects and ensuring that he posts them. So that's given us some of the 5 steps that I would have spoken about earlier, but I'll still talk about them in great detail. Okay. So let's move on ahead. You can see that immediately after his internship, sorry, immediately after his learning here at Analytics, that same January, landed his role as an AI automation engineer and technical assistant from a company in Alberta, Canada. So immediately after 2 months, he landed his role. So at the beginning, when I said within 2 months, and if people were skeptical, I can say that I am not just speaking egregiously. I am being actually serious. It is very, very possible. All right. And immediately after that, finished his role there, he founded his own company. So Luxurian AI, founded his own company at Luxurian AI. Now, what did he do? How did he land that job in Canada? Into it? How did he do it? Let's follow the 5 steps. The 5 steps that the first is he learned a high demand skill that is eligible for remote job opportunities. Now, a lot of people, they just learn different skills, but they don't get the high demand ones. The ones that employers over there need people to use and help them create things. Tonight, we'll be using one of those skills, which is Vibe Coding, to build a very exciting project. Okay, so you can start today. These are the 6 major things that you'll be taught when you join us at Analytics Business here. Start with Vibe Coding, what it really means. Go into the nitty-gritty of it, from intent outcome integration, what that whole phrasing means. Use PRDs to create AI projects, website architecture and layout fundamentals, website-based app thinking, backend design. So all these things that have been sounding super technical to you before, you would know how to use AI to do them. Then finally, and most importantly, getting your proof out there by deploying those applications. Okay, so by deploying those applications. Now, in the next few minutes, we are going to be using one of these. These are all a bunch of different tools that we could use. So Lovable AI, Antivirus, Supabase, Framer, ChatGPT. These are the tools that we use to build these projects. I'd like to be using one of them, Lovable AI. So using Lovable AI in just a few minutes to build an exciting website. If you're with me, if I'm still here, give me one of these emojis. Let me know that you're excited to be here. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Now at this point, if your friend is beside you, he wants to gist it too, tell him that you hold on. If you're around your family, just put to a simple, quiet place. Either grab your laptop if you want to go ahead with me as I'm going through it step by step, or just get a pen and paper so that you can get the major steps. Okay, because you're going to be going into that in a minute. All right. Now, when you join us, how are you going to be learning? What is the whole learning structure going to be? You have a live class for 3 hours every Saturday. That is going to be for 6 weeks every Saturday, 3 hours. You have your live classes from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Then starting Sunday, you have self-paced do as I do videos on your learning management system. So you just get access to our application, you watch the videos, and you learn these concepts on your own. Then you come on Saturday and we build on these concepts that you've learned. Now the learning timeline is 2 months. So 6 weeks, you get to come to class every Saturday. Then the last 2 weeks, you build a project, or it is hackathon style. Okay, so you're competing with your other students in class. Everyone wants to show that it's not clear to you. Okay, is this a general problem or is it just Victor? If it's a general problem, just okay, so it's just Victor. Victor, sorry, that might be your advice. Sorry about that. That might be your advice. Okay. So the last 2 weeks, hackathon style. everybody is competing. Me, I like flexing. If I know how to do something, I like flexing it on my friends. Okay, so we ensure or we keep with that platform to do that. All right. Now for tonight's session, we are going to be building using Lovable. We test the power of one of these applications that we are going to be teaching in Lovable AI. Now, this is the link to it. Just go to www.lovable.dev if you want to join me. Okay, so www.lovable.dev. Now, tonight, you're a consultant and you have a very, very important question to answer, an urgent task. Okay, you're working for one of these construction companies, and they said that the company is facing low lead conversions, inefficient property discovery, and limited client engagement through traditional channels. So to improve customer acquisition, property visibility, and sales efficiency, the company wants a responsive web platform that allows users to browse listings so the users can see their different houses, schedule inspections, and connect with agents seamlessly. Now, if you gave this to a normal dev, it will take them at least a week of building. But we are going to do a very simple application tonight within the next highest 15 minutes. And you see it, you will interact with it. Okay, you interact with it, you would enjoy it. If you're excited, let me see your emojis one more time before I go into that. If you're excited, let's see your emojis one more time. Very good, very good, very good. So give me a minute. I would share the screen very soon. I would share the screen very soon. Don't worry. All right. So can you guys see my screen now? Can you see my screen now? This is the Lovable AI platform. Okay, so just follow the link that I mentioned earlier. Let me actually send it to chat. www.lovable.dev. Okay, www.lovable.dev. We'll be using AI. Okay, trust you can't see my screen. Please, is this a general issue? If you can't see my screen, give me a thumbs up. If you can't, give me a thumbs down. Okay, so trust that might be from your end. It's most likely network. So sorry about that. It's most likely network. You can just quickly leave the call and join back. Okay, just leave the call for like a minute, join back. It should reset. All right. Okay, so we would be using Lovable AI. And if you've used any AI tool, you've used ChatGPT, you've used this Meta AI, even Grok on Twitter, you've used any of them, you'll be somehow familiar with this interface where all you need to do is just write in the prompts. Okay, so that is all we are going to do. We are going to be writing in the prompt. But don't forget, we are using it based on our real estate company. So there are three major things that they wanted to do. They wanted their application to be responsive. Secondly, they wanted users to browse listings and schedule inspections. So let's implement that in our prompts for Lovable AI. Okay, let's implement that in our prompts. Build a full, okay, yeah, build a full scale interactive websites for a real estate company. Now, the application should be able to, okay, let me just copy this. And let me just say paste. Okay, so users should be able to browse these things. Something still there. So users should be able to browse these things, schedule inspections, and speak to us using a contact section. Now, this is all I'm going to send to it. Very basic, very simple. It kind of tells it exactly what I want to do. And then here, when using Lovable AI, there are two modes you can do. The first is it's just going to start working on it. The second is it is going to make a plan on how it is going to work on it. Okay, so we would be using the plan mode. We will start with the plan mode. Okay, we will start with the plan mode. For those of you that are following me, I just sent the prompts to the chat box. So you can just copy and paste it. Very simple prompts, nothing too much. Now we're using the plan mode and let's send. Let's send. So in here, it has started reviewing what I want to do, the scope of the project, and all of that. In the next few minutes, it will be asking me questions to understand exactly the project I am trying to do, just like a real human being would do. Where they'll come and meet you and be like, oh, Oga, this is your project. What am I putting here? Which colors should I use? All those sorts of things. Okay, so it is just going to be acting like that. All right, let's just give it a few minutes to do all of it. While it is running, please and please don't forget there is link to the attendance form in the group, in the chat box right now. So in the chat box right now, there is link to the attendance form. Click on it if you want to have access to the recording of this session. As you can see up there, this session is being recorded. So if you want to have access to the recording and you want to get the materials I am using tonight, click on it, quickly fill it up, and you will get it at the end of today's session. Okay, trust, let me just quickly go over it one more time. Okay. So right here, can you see my mouse, Trust? If you can see my mouse, give me a thumbs up. Also, here where it says build, originally to say build, just click on that drop down and click on plan, then send in your prompts. It returns to plan mode. Now it has started asking me one of those questions. Which design direction should I build? Is it something that is looking down like this, or up like this, or a bit of an side by side like this? Okay, Basi, if you can't copy it, you might just have to type it in manually. If you're using your laptop, it's just simple hover over it and paste it. Okay, but if you're using your phone, it's a bit more technical. For me right now, I think I prefer this third one. So I would select it. I like the way this design looks. It feels like something a real estate company would use. So I would select this one. That is probably why Basi. It's a bit harder with phone to copy and paste. So just manually. Okay. Yours gave a different design. It doesn't matter. You know, this is AI tools. There are 1,000 ways it could build something. So you just select the three that appeal to the user. I've used this a couple of times, so it knows my own creative direction. Or it might just give you a little bit off. But choose whichever one you think is best. Let it speak to you. Okay. Now here it has already given me a full plan for what it wants to build. So Lumiere and Co. real estate website. A full editorial style real estate built with tan stack stats using editorial heirloom design direction, cream background, common Garamond display serif, terracotta accents, JetBrains mono labels. Now the page is home page, a listing page which has a full listing index of the different buildings they have. Okay, so the different properties, it's going to build that for me. Property details, image gallery, full description, specs, and about us, which shows what the company is about. And finally, a contact me section where they can send in different inquiries to allow our agents to speak to them. You can see that just from these first few lines, we have gotten everything we needed that the task asked us to accomplish. So increased visibility, once it's amazing, once it looks spectacular, people will definitely want to see it. Okay. Then responsivity. We are going to ensure that it is very responsive, allows users to browse listings, That's look for our property, schedule inspections, and speak to our agents. That is simply using that contact section. Okay, now it is static, design system, all of these things looks very good already. So we'll just approve the plan. Okay, we're just going to approve the plan. Now, once we click on approve, it will take at least 3 minutes to build this thing for us. Remember, if you're using normal human beings, take them a week. So 3 minutes, 3 to let's say 15 minutes to build this for us. Very, very sweetly, very aesthetically pleasing. Okay, you can see it's getting images of different properties that it will put all the different images it's generating there before it starts putting them into the site. Now, at this point, this is the perfect time for us to fill in that attendance form if you haven't filled it out yet. Okay, so while it's building, we're just relaxing, we're talking, we're gisting, fill in that attendance form, right? Up to this point, it's been very clear, it's been very easy. If you are lost at any point, let me know. Let me quickly bring you up to speed now that we are still here. Let me quickly bring you up to speed. Okay. What is the company name? Okay, here it just says Lumiere. So we're just working for a fictitious company right now, right? The company name isn't something we should stress over, all right? So whichever one it gives you, you can use that. But when you're working for a client, you use their, okay? You can't see my screen. Okay, Chukuma, that might be your network. That might be your network. Can the rest of us see my screen? If you can see my screen, please give me a thumbs up. If you can't, give me a thumbs up. Okay. So Chukuma, that's probably from your end.
I didn't say you put that to really fix it.
All right, so it's still working on it. Once it's done, I will let us see it. Okay, let's just give it a couple more minutes. Anytime you can see the screen, yes, exactly, Basi. Exactly, thank you. So it's just doing the finishing touches right now, editing the contact parts. Now, once again, don't forget, if you weren't here earlier, you didn't care to say it, please and please fill in the attendance form. If you missed anything beforehand, you didn't join in early enough, or you didn't know exactly how to follow the steps that I followed into doing all of this, fill in the attendance form. We will get the recording of the session and the materials that I have used. Okay, so you get those two things. All right, now here you can see the application. So Lumiere and Co can go to listings where you see the houses. So available, under offer. Very, very nice. Very nice. Although these images aren't for actual buildings, and the prices are definitely not in naira. But you can already feel from it how it is. You can feel that premium from it. It's not giving you all those blue and purple feeling and all of that. No, no, no. This is something really nice. And if you wanted to convert it for a client here in Nigeria, you can easily just get their own images and prices and put it there. Okay. And then if they wanted to speak to you, you wanted to contact you, can see once I click on this contact section, start a conversation, we'll be glad to hear from you. Email, phone number, offices, and then a form where they can fill in their details. So apparently there is an error that should be fixed. Let me just try and fix it. Okay, so I've run out of credits for now. No problem. This is still okay. Now let's go to our story, which is like the about us section. So we represent residencies that earn the light they sit in. Yes, yes, exactly, trust. So if you have their clients' names, their images, all of that, in the first prompting that I did, or in the plan movement was asking me for all these details, I can just upload it there and it will create it. Now, all of these things, as exciting as it is, as lovely as it looks, this is all the tip of the iceberg of what we do here at an analytics business. Okay, this is just the tip of the iceberg. Can see 8 out of 8 residencies match your criteria. These are the 8 residencies. Everything that the clients asked us to do from that slide, we have done it in under 15 minutes. Now that I've done it, the next question should be, okay, Ephraim, how can I show these clients this particular website that I have built it on Lovable? Before going into that, just so you don't miss out on anything, please and please fill in that attendance form. Okay, to take you just under 2 minutes to fill it out. All right, so fill it out. Now, let me share the link to this so that you guys, maybe those of us that burnt with our laptops and want to see, is it frame lying to us? Is he just giving us Google? You want to see how to view this website, you want to interact with it. Let me send the link. Up here by the top right corner, you can see a button that says publish. I'm just going to click on it. And it will ask me, what do I want the name? Code finder chat.lovable.ai. I don't want that. Let's name it Lumiere. So Lumiere, let's see, Lumiere agents. Can you host it? Trust you are going far, but guess you can. Exactly can. You can. So you don't need to worry about that. So here you can see lumiere.lovable.app. I'll change the name to that. It's in check. So let me say Lumiere and O. And this name is available. So continue. And I would publish it to public. I'm going to make sure it's in public so that anybody can click on the link and work with it or can interact with it. So click continue, and I'll leave all these details empty for now. Continue and publish, and it will start publishing it. So once it's done, I will send the link to the chat box and we can interact with it. You can go through the website, enjoy it, and see how within 15 minutes we got this absolute masterpiece of a website. Okay, so let's just give it a few minutes to load up. Within the next 2 minutes, it should have finished. Now, while we're waiting, please and please don't forget to fill in the attendance form. Okay, don't forget to fill in the attendance form. All right. Okay, so let's see. And here is the link. So I'm just PC here to check out before I send it in case there was any mistake. It's loading up and send it to the chat box. So Lumiere and co.lovable.app. Just go there and let's see. Is this my network? Let me try another browser. So it's just loading up. That might be my network. Okay, it's up. Very good. So you can see it. Now, if you click on the one that I just sent to the chat box, anybody, anywhere, there are people from Port Harcourt, there are people from Lagos, I'm currently in Abuja, that's all around Nigeria and the world at large. You can click on it and they can see everything there. Okay. So all these things that you're saying, you can adjust it. Okay. So let's go to Q. The link is not opening. Okay, let me send it again. It's the same thing that I used. So it's probably network that it's making it a bit slow. Okay. So here, this is California, Norway. It's open, very good. So Italy, I can see all the residencies under Italy. In Tuscany, if we said which other places are available, Norway. So depending on your customer base, if they have houses all around Abuja, they have in Jabi, they have in Jahi, they have in Rugwe, all those things, we can now add them into this search parameter. I can see that this is something that most people wouldn't believe if you said you build it in the night. They'll be looking at you like, which magic did you do? But it's not magic. It's just understanding the right tools and getting the right skills. Okay. Now, without dwelling too much on this, I know it's amazing, but let's go into our slides. Okay, let's go into our slides. So we'll fulfill all three criteria that we were given. The first was let the website be responsive, then allows us to browse listings, and finally to connect with agents. So we have a contact us section for that to happen. Now, the second step, remember I said that there were 5 steps he took for him to land. Very good, choice, very good, very good. Now, remember I said there were 5 steps Olusegun took for him to land that. The first was what I just showed us, an example of what I just showed us now, which was learning the right skills. Now, the second step is he learned those skills the right way. And what do I mean by the right way? There is the learning of skills or learning particular things where you just consume and consume and you never have anything to show for it. You don't have any projects, you don't have any practicals, even if you're in the education space, you don't have any written, what do they call them again? Seminars, I think they are called seminars. You don't have any written pieces on that. That is learning the wrong way. Learning the right way is the analytics way. How did Olusegun learn? He learned by, sorry, it is taking time, learning in project-based environments. And that is our way of teaching here at Analytics Business. Every Saturday, don't worry, trust, at the end of the session, we'll have a Q&A session. Every Saturday, when you come in for the live class, you will be building projects just like the one we built today. Although we'll go a little deeper into those technicalities, but you will be building projects so that you have that proof. And if you listen very well to what Olusegun said, he said that he used his LinkedIn as his proof of it. So that instead of just the paper CV, he had a digital CV, a digital portfolio, which showcased everything he could do. That is the second way that we will teach you. So by doing the work, doing the actual work, okay, and you must showcase those projects. So our own place of showcasing these things, especially as professionals, is LinkedIn. Is a very, very unrated social media. Okay, so use LinkedIn to showcase it and build that portfolio. So a portfolio is just a combination of all the projects or all the things that you have worked on. Get those high skills or those very lovely looking projects that you are proud of and put them in a single place. So that when someone asks, oh, Ephraim, I heard that you do this, I heard that you do that. Can I see some of your projects? You're not scrambling about, oh, let me open my system to show you. No, no, no. Just send them a link and they can see it. Okay, so that is the analytics business way of learning. Okay, learn in a project-based environment. And some projects you will work on will complete 10 to 15 projects. Some from your watch me do it videos on the LMS, then at least 6 in class. Sorry, 7 in class. That is plus your capstone project. Okay, so just simple landing page, different projects like this that you learn to work with and build with us in class. Okay, now Analytics is very, very proudly accredited by CPD UK and we are accredited by ACTD, that is American Council of Training and Development. So when you get the certificate from us, it carries that stamp from both UK and America. And at this point, it leads me to a very, very important question. Okay, leads me to a very, very important question. When you are trying to get foreign jobs, there are two people trying to get jobs, you and person A and person B. Now, person A knows how to build these projects. He has built some projects, but he has only worked for local brands before. While person B also has those skills. No, I didn't. Person B also has those skills, but he has worked with international brands. Now, which of these two people do you think an international company would feel most confident employing or most confident working with? Person A or person B? Just type it in chat, person A or person B. Okay, Pastor, I can't spill out all my secrets. All my secrets right now. No. I can't spill them all out. Come on. So, as I was saying, person A, he knows how to build all these things. He has those skills, but he works with only local brands. Or person B has worked with international brands. Who do you think would most likely get that job? Person A or B? A or B? Okay, maybe we're a bit confused on it. But for me, I feel like person B, and not even feel like I've seen it work or I've seen it happen a lot. Person B would be the person to get that particular opportunity because these brands they'll be confident that yes, he has worked with foreign companies, he has this stamp or he has this experience working with people in our own environment. So we won't have much problems working with him. Analytics business provides that platform using these certifications. Okay, so the CPD UK and the ACTD for America, it helps you get that first exposure. No one is going to be doubting your skills, no one is going to be doubting if you can work with them. Now, the third step Olusegun took before he landed this. Remember, I told you there are 5 steps. Don't worry, we are already halfway there. The third step he took was gaining the foreign work experience to show employers that you are the best candidates. Now, before I go on, just giving us another minute, quickly fill in the attendance form if you have. Okay, if you haven't, quickly fill in the attendance form. All right. Now, how did Olusegun gain that foreign work experience. Firstly is from the project built in class. Remember, as I told you, every week when you come to class, you are building a different project. When you watch me doing videos too, build a project based on those things. So you are learning the best way. The second was he showed evidence of what he built using a portfolio. Okay, using a portfolio. And there's a portfolio here from Anike Chimere, one of our other students, that I'll be showing us. Okay, he actually studied the AI analytics program, but I'll be showing us his own portfolio. You can check it out yourself when you get the slides. Okay, so once you fill in the attendance form, you get the slides. But let me open up this portfolio and show it to us in attendance. Now you can see here that in his portfolio, he has listed out projects that he has worked on. There are like 9 projects here that he is very confident in, and he has listed them out. And you can interact with these projects. The whole idea of a portfolio is not just showing people that yes, this is what I can do, but allowing them interact with it. So let's come to this smoking health risk analysis, for example. Click here to the dashboard. Okay, so then continue to destination. And let's just give this a minute to load. Now, this is an interactive dashboard that shows smoking health risk analysis. So you can check in how these people, a total of 193 patients, how their different organs have been affected by their habits. So you can see 40% have never smoked, 20% are former smokers, 30% are current smokers. The average BMI, total patients, and you can see an image of how smoking would affect the different organs. So this is the heart. Let's check out the kidney. You can see the whole data is changing. The image has changed also. You can see people that have never smoked, 51% of them, and this is how the smoking affects the different organs. Let's check out the liver. Let's check out the lungs. So you can see that this project is very interactive, very amazing to look at. No employer would see this and be like, nah, I don't like this person. Okay, so very interactive. Can check out other projects that they've worked on also. Let's check out this brain tumor analysis. So your portfolio allows you to have all your projects in one place so that it speaks for you without you having to be there to explain it. Okay, without you going in person and clicking on these buttons for them, a person can just come and check it out and understand what is happening. So grade 1, brain tumor distribution. Let's check grade 2 and see the different types. I don't know how to pronounce this word well. Meningioma, I think this is glioma. So all of that, you can see it there. That is the importance of having your own portfolio. So here at Analytics Business is something we not only encourage, we ensure that you do that with us. Okay, we ensure that you do that with us in class so that there is no excuse. We are here to make sure that you succeed because your success is our success. Okay. Now, the fourth thing he did, the fourth step, was knowing where and how to apply for these jobs. So here we give you access to some job boards that we are very sure will help, tested and trusted. How do you go apply for jobs? First thing is where to apply to. These are common mood boards: Outlier, JobGetter, Micro One, Built-in, UK Visa, Jobs, all these different job boards. These are the common ones. Then when you are working with us, we have some special job boards that are behind paywalls. Now, when I say behind paywalls, I mean you have to pay for them in order to have access to them. So we pay for these job boards and give you access to them so that you can get these opportunities. Okay. So that's one of the first things that we do. We give you access to these job boards, and we show you in our mentorship sessions how to position yourselves best for these things. So how to apply for it when you get that first role and they call you for an interview, you prepare you for the interview. Then after getting the interview, they're asking you for reference, which is the fifth step you took. They're asking you for a reference to help you with that also. So fifth, and as I said, one of the most important steps, you need a reference to keep the job. Now, for foreign companies, mostly or especially foreign companies, they always want to run a background check to know the people they are working with. And this is where we come into play. We'll see a couple of examples of different companies that have reached out to us for our former students that they wanted to work with them, and they're asking us how are these people and how do they behave. So here at Analytics, you are not going to be putting on your LinkedIn that you are a student with us. No, no, no. You will be working with us, especially since you are creating these projects every Saturday. You would be a consultant with us. Okay. So here you can see from Ahmed. Ahmed was in our data analytics program, and he got a job with the NHS as a health informatics support worker in June 2025. So they sent an email to our CEO, or sorry, they sent a letter to our CEO, Ajiza, asking him for reference. And here you can see a few keywords. So the above has been named, or the above has been offered the post of health informatics support worker and has given us permission to approach you for a reference. I'd be grateful if you let me know your opinion regarding his suitability for the post by completing the above or by completing the attached reference request form. So over here, we act as that reference, especially since you are working with us. Okay. Now, Francis got a job as a data quality officer in November 2024 after completing his analytics data analytics program. Okay, and this is an example of another reference request for a reference letter from Francis. Okay, so he wanted to get a job as a working with the Department of Works and Pensions over there in the UK, and they had to run some background checks. So the fifth and one of the most important steps, all these steps are equally as important. So that reference data, it will help you position yourself better for those foreign jobs. Okay. Now, just a summary of how we help you land the job. Firstly, we teach you the proper way of learning these things. Okay. So, secondly, we help you with the packaging, your CV revamp, LinkedIn optimization, your portfolio, then mentorship sessions where you get industry professionals telling you or guiding you through these different steps that they took and they've already conquered. Then finally, after you apply or when you're about to apply, we give you those paid job boards, and we also enlighten you on how to use the normal ones. Then we give you that reference letter. Okay, so after all these three, you get the job. Now, these are the 5 steps Olusegun into landing that particular job. If you are here tonight and you want to follow his footsteps, they say follow who no road. Okay, you want to follow his footsteps. You're excited for that? Give me a thumbs up. Let me see. Just give me a thumbs up if you're excited for that. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay. Now, are you comfortable where you are right now? If you're comfortable with your job or you want to be better, you can see that there's potential for more. You want to be better, you want to enjoy more. Okay, so Peter isn't comfortable where he is right now, he wants to get more. If you aren't comfortable where you are right now, this is for you. Now, these are a bunch of other people that have helped. Pavel, teacher in Cameroon, moved to the US. and he landed a job as a healthcare data analyst. So different people. This is Judith also. When you get the slides, if you want to hear their stories in more detail, you can just click on these links. But don't forget, to get these slides, you must first fill in the attendance form. Okay, just click on the links and you can hear from them in details. Now, if you want to start, you're not comfortable where you are, your journey starts immediately. Like tonight, your journey starts. Okay, so join us tonight. Now, the live classes start June 6th. Okay, the live classes start June 6th. But why am I saying your journey starts immediately? We have our learning management system. So after you make the payments, you will join us tonight, gain access to your videos, your watch me do videos, and start building. Just like we built the project tonight, you will get to know those basics and start building. Now, the original amount to join us was 250,000 naira. But tonight we have a 40% discount. Okay, 40% discount. And that comes out to be 150,000. Now, if you can't pay this 150,000 immediately out of pocket, don't worry, we understand. So we have what works for you, which is installment plan. So you pay the first installment of 50,000 tonight right here on the call, and I'll show us how to do it seamlessly. Okay, so AI company, we have very sweet way of doing it. I'll show us how to do it. Okay, so 50,000 tonight, then you will pay the remaining 2 installments as we continue. Okay, now this discount is for the first 20 people. For the first 20 people. Now, out of these 20 people, we have another even better set of people. Okay, we have another better set of people. For the first 10 people, that registered tonight, we would have a free Canada remote job strategy session with us before the start of the program. So you will join the session where you get to hear from another industry professional that is over there in Canada. Okay, so he's living there and he's helping people get remote jobs over there. Okay, you will join him for a session and get to know the strategy into landing that. Before I go any further, I promise to show us the sweet way of making those payments. Okay, if you check the chat box right now, one of my colleagues just dropped a link to a specific website, the analytics business website. So just click on the link and you will be redirected to one beautiful looking page like this. Okay, so what I want you to do is come over here to where it says courses. Just click on courses and go to AI software and website development. The slang name for this is vibe coding. So what we are doing is software and web development using AI. Just go there and click enroll now. Okay, click enroll now. From here, you would have to log into the page. So it is very simple. Just use the sign in with Google for very seamless transactions and get into this next page. Now, from this page, you can see that if you are paying tonight, you want to make everything, you want to do the full payments tonight, you don't have to pay the full 150. Just pay 120,000. That is for a one-time payment. But if you are following the installment plan, you would have to pay the full 150. So 50 tonight to secure your slot, then 50 before you start the program, and 50 after 1 month into the program. Okay. Now, after clicking on that second link, just scroll down to choose your payment plan and click the cohorts. Okay. All right. Okay. Now, let me go back to that. Now, these are the courses we offer here: AI business analysis and project management, AI software and social media and content creation, AI automation engineering, HR analytics, and data analytics. What we did tonight is under AI software and website development. Okay, so vibe coding. If you're really interested in the vibe coding, you liked how we built that website quickly and you want to learn how to do more of that, just come here and click enroll. Okay, any of the courses that catch your attention, just click on that enroll now button. Okay, then you'll be redirected to this page. From here, click on choose your payment plan. Then select if you'll be paying in 3 installments or you just be making a one-time payment. Now remember, for one-time payments, you will not pay 150. It is further discounted. Okay, it is further discounted. But for the 3 installments, you have to pay 50 tonight to secure your slots, 50 before you start the program, then 1 month into the program, 50. Okay. Next is you need to select the cohort you want to join. So when are you going to start your live classes? Remember, it is tonight you will start learning. But this cohort means your live classes when you come face to face with us. All right. So either June or July cohorts, those are the 2 cohorts available. And regardless of where you are in the world right now, you can select any of these different currencies. So if you're joining in from Kenya, Ghana, Zambia, Uganda, Rwanda, it doesn't matter. You can make payments using your currency. And it would be the equivalent. So just select the one you want to pay using. For me, I'm Nigerian, so I'll use Nigeria. And click the start with 50,000 button. You'll be redirected to the Paystack page. Okay. And here you can see you've gotten the dedicated bank accounts where you can just make the payments to. Okay, where you can just make the payments to. All right. So once you're done with that, just click on I've sent the money and that will be it. But after that, I would need us to send me a DM or my colleague in the chats. So my colleague in the chat has dropped in her number. Just send a DM of your receipts to her, that is Victory, or send me a DM with your receipts so that we would ensure you get into this strategy session I was talking about. So for the first 10 people, we'll get into that strategy session immediately. Okay. So at this point, we can just have a little Q&A session. If there's anything you're confused about, you want clarity on, you can just raise up your hand or type it in the chat box. Okay. Or type it in the chat box. Right now, I think there are a few questions, so I'm just going to check. Okay, so no questions right now. Also, if you have any questions, just let me know. Okay. But in the meantime, you can just start making the payment. And tonight, you will join us on this job. The website we built, how can we access the back end? Very good question. Very good question. Just very good question. Now, that one is a little jarra about what we're meant to do, but let me just give this. If you come back to this page for the login, if the user sends message, how can we see it? All that is extra jarra. That is a full live class worth of information. I can't go through all of that immediately. But what I can do is show you how to get your code. So the code that was here, instead of just viewing it on the web, how can you get it so that you can see it? Okay, so right here, where it says share. Okay, not share. Where is that button? There's a specific button on the floor. Okay, they've changed it. Yes, they've changed it. So come down here to the bottom left corner where you can see this plus button. Click on it and click GitHub. Okay, once you click on GitHub, you need to add a connection and connect your Lovable AI to your GitHub account. So once you do that connection, automatically the code will be sent to your GitHub and you will have access to the code. Now from there, you can either deploy it using another means, or you can even tweak the code as you like. That works out. Okay. Now for the other parts that you were asking, for the DMs, the back end, all of that, that is still under what we offer during the live classes. So you need to join us to get that full gist. As I said, what I'm showing here is just the tip of the iceberg. Okay. So if you want to get the full story, you want to enjoy the full thing, you will need to join us. Actually, join me specifically, because I'll be the one taking it. Okay. So join me specifically and we'll have fun in class. All right. Is there any other question? Any other questions? Is anyone having issues using the website to make payments? Anything like that? Because I've started receiving a few DMs. I've seen 2 good receipts. One person for asking for a little bit. Okay. If there are any further discussions you want to have, let's say you want to know more about what we offer here, you can book a clarity session with us. So Tolu just dropped a link right now that says here's the link to book a one-on-one clarity session. So just click on the link and you will have access to speak to a professional in one of the sessions. Okay. So for the person that was asking for clarification, just follow that. Okay. So out of the 10 slots, we have 8 remaining. Okay. I want to close up this meeting within the next 5 minutes. So just send in the receipts to either myself or Victory, and you will be confirmed to join in that special session. Right? I'm still here. If there's any questions, if there's anything you need clarity on, let me know. Is there a short manual? Yes, so above limits, what we have is a recording of the session. Okay, so there is a link to an attendance form. I'm going to send it in. Once you fill in this attendance form, you will get the link to, or you will get the recording of the session and the slides I used to get those two. Okay, so ensure you do that. Okay, just fill in the attendance form and you get that. Okay, so we are up to 4 now. Okay, 5 now actually. So up to 5 now. That's half the slots for that session gone. Okay, and I'll be closing up in a few minutes. Okay, closing up meeting in a few minutes. It's been an absolute pleasure being here with us tonight. I've had fun building this beautiful website. If you've had fun, just give me some reactions. If you've had fun building this website with me, let's give me some reactions. Very good, very good. So I hope to see us in our live classes. That is June 6th. So June 6th, I'll see us in the live class. Bubbly and excited to learn more. Okay, let's stop the recording here and